Ideas Inspired Information Podcast powered by Loke Enterprise. Here's your host, Braxton Holly.
Welcome to another edition of the Ideas Inspired Information Podcast. It is Friday, and this is your Friday Fitness Fix. I'm with your trainer Joe. What's up, DJ? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to have you again.
Another Friday.
Yes, sir. So, we're talking diet today, right?
Talking diet.
Diet.
Very important.
People scared of that word diet.
Yeah, man. They're scared of it because they don't quite know what it really is.
Yeah, they really just want to eat what they want when they want to, huh?
Life would be really good if you could.
It would, but nothing's easy, and nothing that you can get for cheap is really good for you if you think about it.
And it really ain't worth nothing.
It's not.
It ain't worth nothing.
Makes you bad. Makes you feel bad.
Right. So, like you said, we're going to talk about diet today, and not really more so what you should be eating, but kind of like how you should be eating, and then, how you should be eating towards the goals that you want to achieve in your fitness life.
So we're kind of doubling back and helping you kind of pick a path of what to eat. Since we motivated you last week, now we're going to get your diet right.
That's it.
Hey, I like it.
We got a little series going.
I like it. All right. So...
Yeah. So I kind of want to start in the realm as far as like how you should be eating throughout the day.
Okay.
Because regardless of what you eat, you can definitely overeat. You know what I mean? Like you can overeat on salads, whatever. So a typical day should look like this. Of course, like depending on the diet that you're on, if you're on the intermittent fasted diet, it may be a little different, but typically you want to eat breakfast. In between breakfast and lunch, you want to have a small snack. In between lunch and dinner, you want to have another small snack, so that you have those two snacks during the day, and then your three big meals. And the reason being is because you want to keep your blood sugar levels kind of even throughout the day. If your blood sugar rises and falls throughout the day, your body is kind of consistently trying to catch up, and it's kind of a recipe for your body to start holding on to unnecessary fat. If you don't know when you're going to eat again, your body's like, all right, let me hold on to this, 'cause I'm going to need this energy later on. I don't know when I'm going to get it again, and it's just kind of like a snowball effect. You pile it on. That's kind of like the layman's terms, and I really don't want to go all in depth in it. We don't have that long, but so that's necessarily how you want to eat there throughout the day.
Interesting. So, is there certain ways that you should eat throughout the day? Is there portions? What sizes? Are you counting calories? Or are you just eyeballing it? What do you say about that?
So that brings me into my next point. Exactly. Calories should definitely be counted to a certain extent. If you're breaking yourself and like breaking your back trying to count calories and it's really hindering you, don't worry about it. Just do what you gotta do, exercise, eat right, and see if you see some results. But if you really maybe hit a plateau or really want to see how your body changes like on paper, then count your calories. And eat towards your goals. So you want to create a caloric deficit, meaning eat less than what you're working or expending out to lose weight, and then eat more than what you're expending out.
That's a tongue twister. Expendering.
Yeah. I'm not saying it right, but it's okay.
Expenditure?
Expenditure. I'm trying to get that out. Us in the health profession, we use this term called RMR, resting metabolic rate.
Big words.
Oh man, I can't talk today. Resting metabolic rate. This essentially is just how much energy are you using sitting on your couch watching TV, not moving at all. The Harris-Benedict equation. So your RMR is used to calculate how much food you should be eating throughout the day based off how much energy you're using or how active you are, your activity level. So essentially, you put all these numbers in the equation. You get back a number that tells you how much calories you need to eat to maintain the weight that you are now. Once you calculate that, you can then put a caloric deficit on that or a surplus of calories, depending on what you want to do, gain or lose weight.
So that's how the calories are counted. The Harris-Benedict equation. That's nice to know. I never knew anything about that. I get to learn something new today.
There you go.
So what's a macro? How do you count those, or do you even count those?
Macro is short for macronutrients, and yes, you do count them. And I suggest actually doing this more often than actually counting your calories. What macronutrients basically breaks down to is you have three major ones: protein, fat, and carbohydrates, carbs. Your body uses these different macronutrients in different ways, so you need to make sure that you have the right amounts of each. And that's going to be different for your goals, type of body type, and lifestyle. So macronutrients is probably one of the most essential things as far as diet goes, and making sure that you have the right nutrients. More often than none, you want to get majority carbs and protein, and then the least amount of fat. Obviously, that's like bare minimum, like as far as explanation goes. But there is a great app called MyFitnessPal that will actually help you calculate your macros, and it's very simple to go look at and everything. So check that out.
Quick question, actually. So
Yeah.
with the fat, there's the keto diet. It does a lot of. I was reading it. It says to eat more fat, or I guess the right fat. Do you know much about that and like how that kind of works?
Yeah, so with the keto diet, you're going to replace, like you said, all the bad fats with good fats, of course. And it's a low carb, high protein diet, I believe.
Okay.
So what you're basically doing is cutting out a lot of breads and pasta and kind of like those grainy,
Heavy stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
But at the same time, I would say stay away from the fad diets unless you know for a fact it's going to work for you. Try this method first, because this is like, I would say this is the easiest way to go as far as trying to stay consistent and make sure you're on it. You know what I mean? So when it comes to carbohydrates, I hear people say, I got to cut carbs. I got to cut carbs. I got to cut carbs. Fruits and vegetables are carbs. You know what I mean? You don't have to cut carbs. You just have to eat the right carbs. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to cut protein. You just eat the right protein. A lot of people try to get away from pork and beef and stuff like that, and definitely eat it in moderation, because some of them high salt, high fat, just depending on how you prepare it. But all grass-fed meats, 100% grass-fed meats, are beneficial to you in some sort of way. It's when you start adding the preservatives and giving them the
Growth hormones.
Yeah, growth hormones, and even what they eat, man. Like, they get slop. Like, you're basically eating what they eat through like a micro level type stuff. You know what I mean?
And that adds up over time.
Of course.
Definitely. So counting your calories and counting your macros, that's really important. But people have to stay consistent with what they're doing and how they do it. What do you suggest on being consistent on counting and the best way to count?
I would suggest they take a serious look at the kitchen cabinet, their bank statements, and just kind of assess how much I'm spending on going out to eat, fast food, and all that good stuff, because there's no fast food out there that's going to be good for you. I don't care if it's Subway. These big companies have to put in preservatives and additives and stuff like that to make their food last longer. And our bodies don't know how to interpret those chemicals. And so when those chemicals are in our bodies, of course, anything they can't figure out what it is, it's automatically converted into fat. You know what I'm saying? So stay away from McDonald's.
Cut down your fast food intake.
Exactly. But stick with consistency. Cut down that stuff. Take a real look into your household. You know, just be mindful and educate yourself. And just, take it one day at a time. You're going to have fallbacks. Like, I ate ice cream this morning. Like, yeah, I shouldn't have did that, but I wanted it. So what I would say is, don't kill yourself trying to count calories, and don't kill yourself trying to count your macros. Just find a happy medium where you can eat healthy majority of the week, and you have that one cheat day where you eat what you want to eat, because life is meant to be enjoyed anyway. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I love food.
Yes.
So, all in moderation.
All in moderation. Well, DJ, thank you for bringing us the diet information for today. Definitely go follow DJ at Trainer Joe 20 and his business, Joe Fitness, just out of excuses. This has been another edition of Ideas Inspire Information Podcast here on your Friday Fitness Fix. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Feel free for any questions. Come at us.
That's a wrap.